Welcome to Movie World Plus. I just got out of the theater of Avatar Fire and Ash. There it is. Part 3 of Avatar. Another 3 hours and 3.5 something hours. I have to say, this is a reaction, not a review. This is a social media reaction. The review will come in later. But I just wanted to give you my initial reactions to this movie. I don't understand why they make these dates separate, but they do. But I know a lot of people will be clamoring to know, how is Fire and Ash? How was Avatar 3? My reaction coming out of the theater without really reviewing it yet, it's just more of the same, which is good and bad. It's beautiful. Like, some of these visuals are truly stunning. Like, James Cameron, I'll watch anything he makes. I will sit there and be so entertained, like visually entertained and impressed by the cinematic scale of what he's doing. But I still just wish someone else could keep making these, and this could be one cool thing we see instead of like the big money and big effects that's always spent going to Pandora. Like, this movie is very much a continuation of Way of the Water, which was fine. I didn't hate it. I was, again, visually stunned, but the movie didn't sit with me very long after I watched it. There are moments in Way of the Water, and I will say Fire and Ash, where I'm sitting there like, whoa, this is gorgeous. How did they make this? Like, this is a cinematic experience yet again, and I think they could continue to make these every few years, and they would be cinematic experiences, because we don't really get anything like this. Even though we're back in the same world and there's a lot of the same beats, this is a visual triumph and a cinematic experience like no other. It's long. Make sure you go to the bathroom before you go see it. But overall, I have to say, it's more of the same. More of the same in the good ways and in the bad ways. This movie, again, reacting, just my feelings and thoughts coming out as I'm reacting to it, didn't stand out with me as better or worse than part 2, or really even part 1. I would still say part 1 ranks higher just because it's the one that set it up. It's the longer one. You know, I've had more time with it. It sort of builds the world. Whereas 2 and 3 are giving you more battles in the war. And I get this war of Avatar and everything else. And I gotta say, like, there are points as I'm reacting to this that I'm just like, we've seen this already. We've seen this already. Even how beautiful and visually stunning it is, James Cameron, how many more times can you keep repeating Pocahontas? Like, it's just, there's a part of me that is frustrated and annoyed by the fact that this is the same thing. Like, yes, these characters have more story, like, you're getting more into the world of the Na'vi and all these people, but at the end of the day, I mean, with all due respect to one of the most impressive filmmakers we have still to this day, James Cameron, are you really going to keep just doing the same movie over and over again? Like, what's going on? These movies, as I'm reacting to this right now, these movies, while I'm like giving it a thumbs up, like, I'm entertained, it's beautifully stunning, I still leave just wondering, like, it's hard because at the same time, like, I do have to say, like, I'm like, wow, that was just another stunning Avatar experience from Cameron. I would never bet against Cameron, but the filmmaker in me is just like, can we see a new world, a new concept where you take all this money and effects to build something else? Let someone else start, continuing this world? The other thing that's also just frustrating is I remember Cameron did an interview a while back where he was talking about, like, I really hope we can make it to part 5. Part 5 is going to be really good because that's when we go to Earth. And he's now that he's teased it, I'm just like, even in the sequel, I'm like, okay, now this one is yet another, like, dare I say, filler to get to, like, a greater battle. I still feel like, well, this movie does kind of, I will say, these movies do have endings. Like, they give you finales, but they, I don't know, it just still leaves something for desire. I just want to see something different. And I will say, Fire and Ash is a sequel to Way of the Water. Like, you need to almost rewatch Way of the Water, get familiarized with yourself, know what that is, and then go back in, because this is a straight continuation. Where Avatar, like, there was, I got to say this too, because I'm sorry, I'm trying to be careful because I'm not giving you a review. I'm not allowed to until a little bit later, and I'll give you a more spoilery, longer, detailed review, because I'm kind of not really telling you how much I like it more or less, because I can't really do that because technically there's embargoes, guys. So apologies, so I'm trying to explain. But yeah, this just feels like the continuation of part 2, whereas 1 built this world. But in part 2, we sort of went to the water village, right? And then we saw, okay, this is the water tribe. And now part 3 is like sort of the continuation of that. And they introduced this new character, the Ash, the Fire. Her name is Fire or something. And I honestly, reacting to her, she's a cool villain. It feels like she's like evil Natari. Natari? I can't remember these characters' names. Jake Sully. She's cool. I liked parts of it, but it still wasn't like new. It still felt like I'm still with the Na'vi in the same sort of planet. I'll say, reacting to each character, Jake Sully, I'm over Jake Sully. Like, Jake Sully kind of sucks at points, like through this whole franchise. And Neytiri deserved a better movie. She has some cool moments, but reacting to Neytiri, the kids, a little bit more easier to tolerate this time because you know sort of what to expect, but also more of the same. So if you liked Way of the Water, I suspect a lot of people are gonna like this one too. And honestly, I think people should see and like these movies. Like, again, I come back to the stunningness of it, the beautiful look. It's beautiful to stare at these worlds. One part I liked, a new part, which is a minor part, but it's like the air people. Ironically, I have to point out, the air tribe literally comes out like bald with a red cape. He looked like Aang from Airbender. Like, Cameron keeps taking all of the last Airbender Avatar references he can. I was like, oh, here are the bad fire people, of course. And then, oh, here comes the air people. And he's literally like bald with a little ponytail thing and a red Aang cape. I was kind of like, really? Are you just trolling us Airbender fans now, Cameron? Like, come on. But beyond that, yeah, there's some cool moments in that air town. There's some really stunning stuff. You're like, wow. And I just wish we could almost take these characters to a new planet. That's what I'm missing from this franchise. That's why I go back to when he says, like, oh, 5's going to be even better because the battle goes to Earth, which Cameron has put that out in interviews. To me, I'm like, I'm waiting for that now. Like, okay, you gave me Pandora. This one's another continuation, another chapter in the book of Pandora. Beautiful, stunning, great. But I'm ready to, like, give me something new, man. Give me a new thing with the Na'vi or a new species or something. Like, I want the Cameron eye and direction and action with new characters, or at least a whole new look and thing than beyond Pandora. I've seen enough of Pandora. We have 9.5 hours of Pandora to watch and rewatch in IMAX anytime we want. I'm ready for him to give me something else. So overall, that's my reaction here. Beautiful to look at. A lot of the same. I'm ready to go off Pandora and go somewhere else. That said, I will totally back first line to watch part 4 because, like I said, I'll watch anything James Cameron does. But for a more thought-out review, once I've sat on it more, stay tuned. Hit the subscribe here to Movie World. Welcome to the channel. I did this quick. I'm going to do these reactions when I have to hold on to my review and give you these, so stay tuned for more. And thank you for watching, everybody. Are you excited? Are you going to be watching it when this comes out? Let me know in the comments down below. That's it. Deuces. Bye, everybody.